So, good morning. So today felt like I accidentally scheduled two completely different universes back to back. This morning, I walked into a courthouse for the first time in my life. Now before you start getting all excited, no, I did not commit a crime. At least not recently. But I just want to say something right now. Even if we are innocent, even if you're just there for paperwork, even if you're literally dropping something off, the second those courthouse doors open, your brain goes, "What did I do?" is automatic. You don't control it. The doors open like they're judging you. And I swear, the air inside is heavier. Not physically, but emotionally. You ever walk into a room and immediately stand up straighter? Well, that was me. First of all, the metal detector. Why did that thing always feel personal? Like I walk through and even though it doesn't go off, I still felt accused. And the security guard had zero emotion. That man has seen everything. He looked at me like, "Another one." "Sir, I'm just here existing." You had to empty your pockets, your phone, wallet, keys. For a second I panicked, like, wait, do I own anything illegal? Why do we do that? You ever randomly think to yourself, is something in my pocket I forgot about? Like I'm about to discover I accidentally smuggled a medieval weapon in my hoodie. And those trays that they give you, those gray plastic bins, why do those feel more serious than airport bins? Airport bins feel like vacation. Courthouse bins feel like a consequence. Pause, let that sit for a second for you guys. Okay, then you sit. And courthouses don't have comfortable seating. They have reflect on your choices seating. The benches are wooden or slightly creaky. You sit down and immediately sit up straight. Nobody lounges in a courthouse. No one leans back like, "Ah, yeah, this is nice." No! Everyone sits like they're in trouble. And the silence is not normal silence. It's thick. You can hear papers shuffle across the room like it's amplified rock and roll. A cough echoes. Someone whispers, "I will be fine." It never sounds convincing. And why does everyone walk slow? Nobody power walks. It's like the building itself says, "You will move with gravity." I swear, if I were in that building, alarms would go off. Here's the craziest part. I wasn't even there for something dramatic, but my brain still went, "Is this day my life changes?" And I was thinking that for no reason. That's what buildings can do to you. The architecture has energy. Courthouses are built to feel different, important, unavoidable, and it works. You feel small, not worthless, just small. And that feeling sticks. So when I left, I felt like I needed to rebalance the universe. And that's when I decided to go to the oldest church in Pittsburgh. Because apparently my day needed contrast. Now walk into that church. Completely different experience. The door opened. And instead of tension, it's quiet. But soft quiet. Not you're in trouble quiet. Take a breath quiet. And the ceiling? Why do old church build ceilings let me repeat the sentence to you guys so that it makes sense. Why do old churches build, there we go, ceilings like they are trying to remind you are 5 feet tall? I looked up and immediately felt like an ant. The stained glass, the sunlight hitting it, the colors on the floor, it felt cinematic, and nobody is watching. Nobody looks trust. Even the silence felt different. And in a courthouse, silence feels like it's listening. In a church, silence feels like it's holding you. That's the difference. Now let's talk about the pews for a second. Old church pews are not humongous. They're actually pretty small. There are like 2 kneelers per row at that church. So, not a huge pew, that's for sure. Anyway, you sit down and your spine instantly aligns with morality. There is no slouching in a wooden pew. You try to relax and the pew says, "No, you're not relaxing." And that kneeling pad, why does it feel like it's judging your commitment? You kneel and think, oh, okay, this is symbolic suffering, but in a respectful way. Here's what hit me though. Both buildings deal with judgment, but they feel completely different. Courthouse judgment equals official, legal, documented. The church equals reflection, and it's personal, internal, quiet. One says, "May the court all rise." The other says, "Peace be with you and with your spirit." Same city, 2 atmospheres. And I experienced both in between hours. That's emotional whiplash for you. And honestly, it made me think. Some days, it does feel like you're on trial. By expectations, by pressure, by your own mind. And sometimes the best thing you can do is sit somewhere that doesn't require defense. No paperwork, just silence. And that felt grounding, not dramatic, just once again grounding. So yeah, today I went from metal detectors to stained glass, from security bins to holy water, from state your case to search my soul. And I survived both. No charges filed, no dramatic revolutions from God, just perspective. And honestly, that's enough for one Thursday. Alright, wait, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. And I will see you guys in the next episode.